is school choice going to be the biggest conversation in the legislature in 2026?
It'll probably be one of the loudest conversations because it's such a volatile and I don't think it should be, but for whatever reason in our state, and by the way, we are now surrounded by states that all have different versions of almost open enrollment where they can go to any school they want and the money follows the child. So we are surrounded. So like a lot of other things, we will be, close to one of the last to do it. But it still doesn't mean it's not time to do it. But I think that is part of an overall. We're going to look at, as you know, the House passed several bills this year that met an unfortunate fate on the other end of the building, and they have their reasons. I'm not saying that Senate's bad and everything they do is wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I do struggle with the fact that the Republicans in the House and even some Democrats finds this huge support on an issue, and it doesn't seem to get any traction on the other end of the building. And school choice, even in a very measured form that passed the House last year, things like public-to-public transfers or public-to-private in a DNF district if no public school will take you within 30 miles, that sort of thing. Tim Tebow Act, where homeschool kids could play at their local school district if they complied with all other rules and regs of that school district. Those things seemed like minor baby steps to maybe, let's just see what the appetite is. Let's see if we can get this right. You'll see those come back, but probably a more robust package. We anticipate that the Trump administration and the White House will be involved this offseason, and we'll see where we get. The president has made that one of his priorities.
He has.
Education money may be tied specifically to that going forward. We're going to do all that we can. It's all of that is being pushed by President Trump. We are a ruby red state. We should be able to be part of that. Look, I get it with our complicated past as it relates to school integration and black and white and racial relations and all the things that centered around that. It was 50 years ago now, Richard. It's time for real conversations about what's best for the student and the parents. And this is not a shot at our public school systems. We are for that. Most people prefer their local public school, and you won't see anything in coming out of House Education that doesn't want to bolster that, fully fund it.
And I would argue that even parents of children in private schools would advocate for great public schools.
They do. And guess what? They also help foot the bill in the taxes they pay. But we're going to work hard on an education package that focuses on that and have real conversations. What I have asked everybody to do, even folks that are against it 100%, please come and have a seat at the table and let's get it all out. And so that whatever comes out of those meetings, and we've been pretty, open and we've kind of telegraphed what we wanted to do the last 2 years. School funding formula 2 years ago. Tax reform last year. We didn't surprise anybody on those issues. It shouldn't have surprised anybody that those were passed early in the session and had a lot of support. We brought everybody in trying to build that support. We're going to do that on education. We're going to work hard on PERS. We're going to form a select committee that's going to look really hard at what, if anything else, needs to be done in the PERS realm as we look at a dedicated stream of revenue and ways that we can help address that deficit. And we're going to work closely with the PERS board on that. We're going to continue our work on the revitalization of our capital city. That committee worked all summer and fall last year. We had 5 bills, I think, became law that the governor signed dealing with things, everything from panhandling to no camping in public spaces and regulating that, blighted property and tax incentives for folks to take over to buy some blighted property, get some tax credits and draw some investment there, those kind of things that actually kind of move the needle a little bit. And lastly, we're going to look really hard at early voting and ballot initiative. We're going to form a select committee and look at those as we also look at government
ballot initiative.
Yes.
You think it's time
we've passed it 3 times.
To revitalize that conversation?
We've passed it three times in the House, Richard. Maybe 4 times a charm.
Did it happen this year?
No, it didn't happen this year. We've spent a lot of political energy on it for 3 years, and we couldn't get a vote on the other end. So we're going to revive that debate and see where we get.
All right.
Thank
Speaker
you
of
for the
House,
time today.
Jason White. Thank you for your time as well.
Hey, let
All
me
the
say
best.
go Rebs, go Dogs, and go Eagles today. They all got big games today, right?
Big games, no doubt. Postseason baseball on the way.
I'm
hey,
sure
all the
you
best
won't
to
be
your
watching.
daughter with her wedding this summer, and all the best to your pocketbook as well.
You better say to her mother and dad all the best to them. Thank you,
We'll be
Richard.
back. Thanks.